Can I post my socials here so the chat can follow me? What's going on today? Can you raid me? I'm about to go live? What is this? All right, guys, we got to take a quick time out here. Hope you have an amazing stream, but I got to go set up for mine. All right, time out. All right, we're gonna go to school. Can we go to school for a second, everybody? Toxic Killer School today, guys. If you've ever wondered what's good etiquette for being in a stream chat, when is something considered self-promo? I need help with OBS. How can I use social media to grow my brand? Mental health while streaming? Then come on through Toxic Killer 50's Twitch channel. So come on down to the channel April 17th, twitch.tv/ToxicKiller50. And let's have an honest conversation about the things that you need to do to potentially grow your channel on Twitch. Appreciate you all, and we will see you soon.
Good afternoon, everybody. So today we are going to talk about something that is very important to getting discovered on Twitch, and that's going to be hosting and raids and the importance of them. First, we're going to talk about raids, then we'll go into hosting, because the hosting portion is like quite a bit shorter. There's a lot more information out there about raids and why they're important than there is about hosting specifically. The hosting portion will be quick. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it. If anybody who's a content creator has any questions or points or comments about raids or hosting, feel free to ask them. This is for you guys. I want to make sure that all of your questions get answered. First and foremost, raids are important because they allow you to meet new creators that you can create genuine connections with. Some of my closest friends that I've made on Twitch, I've met from either being in somebody else's stream that they raided into, or somebody that I met on my own raiding into their channel and finding that I enjoy their content, right? That's a huge, huge thing. It also kind of allows you to get your name out there. It's a really exciting way to kind of get your name out there and also show appreciation to your favorite content creators. They can also be a sign of respect to creators that you really, really enjoy watching and spending time with. They don't always have to be sent to somebody new. It's nice to kind of do a little rotation. So like how I like to do it is I'll raid, like one night I'll raid an affiliate. Maybe one night I'll raid a non-affiliate. One night I'll raid somebody new. One night I'll raid somebody I've raided before. Sometimes you raid a partner. Those are all kind of good things to do to kind of get your name out there. The other thing, the second point of this is you should always raid out no matter what. It doesn't matter whether there's one viewer or 10 or 20 or 50, always raid. This is kind of one of those tough love points. I get it all the time where people will apologize about the size of the raid. You should never have to do this. Don't ever feel like you have to apologize if there's only one viewer or 3 viewers. It's a creator should be appreciative no matter what. That does not mean that every creator is going to be appreciative of a raid. Some of them may not acknowledge it. Some of them may not. They might just say, yo, thanks for the raid. Like, they're not always going to be hype about it. Like, different people have different ways of responding to them. So, like, don't take offense if somebody doesn't respond the way that you want. You can either not raid them again, because there's 4 million streamers on Twitch. You can raid them again and see if they respond differently or whatever. I mean, I would not make a big deal about a raid, not a person not reacting to a raid the way you want on social media, because that just creates like tension. And there's really no reason for the drama or anything like that. And I kind of covered 2 points there. Raids are a sign of respect to the creator. If they aren't appreciative, just kind of find somebody else to raid. Like, it's your channel, it's your house, it's your, you know, your home. You can share your home with whoever you want to share it with. If you have a favorite streamer and you want to raid them most days, then do that. If you like meeting new people and you want to send your raids to somebody new every week, then do that. If you know, want to raid somebody playing the same game, do that. There's a million ways to skin that cat. But raiding out and going to meet new creators is a really good way to kind of build your channel up. If you have the time, I would also advise to like not just raid and run, but like raid out, maybe take the time to talk to the creator that you raided to for 5 minutes, unless it's really late or you have something to do. Like, most people understand that, but like, I wouldn't always, every single time you raid out, I wouldn't like raid and run, right? I would raid out, maybe give yourself 10 or 15 minutes to talk to the streamer and their channel, get to know them. Like, you know, find out what they're playing, find out why they chose the game they're playing, you know, ask them how their day was. Just like the things that I would ask you guys when you pop into the channel, like, do that. It's really good to get to know people. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any topics, or anybody want to add anything to the points we're currently discussing? Any tips on how to get out there? Hold on a second. I gotta sneeze. False alarm. So my recommendation for having original content would be to find creative ways to highlight that. One thing you could do is you could highlight Ava specifically in your TikToks. Like, maybe make some of your content, Xander, focused around like some of the challenges that Ava's able to do. So like, that's one way you could do it, Xander, but like, what you got to kind of do is find ways to present that unique portion of your content and highlight it. So what I would do is find ways in your YouTube videos to maybe have less conversation and more content, like specifically highlighting your AI and what she's able to do. For viewers or people playing with you or like the broader community. And like, that could be a really good start, right? Or yeah, like Cyber has that's a really good point, Cyber. Like, you could have stuff, your content be you and the people you're playing Phasmophobia or whatever game you're playing reacting to funny stuff that she does. Right? Like, those are great ways to kind of get that uniqueness of the content out there. Cause like, honestly, like what you're doing, I've not seen anybody else on Twitch do that. And that's really cool. Like, I don't know of anybody else that has the programming capability to program an AI to play games with you. Like, that's really cool. That's really awesome that you're able to do that. I can't do that. Like, that's not content I would ever be able to make. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to do any of that shit. Anyways, does anybody have any other questions on any of the points we discussed so far about raids, or why you should always raid out, or like what the reason behind raiding out is? I agree that, you know, raiding is really good. I think the ability to be able to share your community with other people is what creates strength within the broader Twitch community, right? Like, that really, I think raids are something that is really, really good for streaming. I don't think they're a bad thing. I think that it's something that should really be on more platforms, should really be better utilized. And I think it's very short-sighted to end a stream and not raid out, no matter what size or how many viewers you have. Because there's a lot of cool things that come with raiding too. You can make somebody's day. You can help someone get noticed. You can help somebody get to recommended. Like, those are all byproducts of sending raids over. And it's really, yeah, raiding is a great thing. It really helps a lot with the algorithm, and that gets really left in the dark a lot. Like, Twitch's algorithm, I think we could all agree, is not the best when it comes to discoverability. There are ways that you could get discovered by using tags, by, you know, properly classifying your content, by making sure you're not playing things that are super saturated. But like at the end of the day, like rating those 10 people, like let's say you average 10 viewers, those 10 people could be the difference between somebody getting on recommended and someone not getting on recommended. Like that's a huge thing. Huge thing. So raid etiquette and not asking for raids. This is a big one. Another tough one for tough pill to swallow. So give me a little grace here, everybody. Never, ever, 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 ever ask for raids. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't DM somebody and ask them if they can raid you at the end of your stream. Just don't do it. Also, another thing that can be tough is like, if you're live, you should be focusing on your chat. Like I was guilty of this early on, and it was something that one of my viewers came to me in a DM and was like, dude, you got to stop doing this shit. Like, it's not cool. Don't like spam emotes in chat. If you have to lurk when you're live, just say like, hey, I'm busy. I can't be in the stream right now. Exclamation mark, you know, I'm going to lurk. I'll try to be around later. That is huge. Spamming emotes every so often can sometimes be distracting to the creator. And again, this is literally something that I was guilty of. So this is not coming from a place of like negativity or anything like that. This is literally important to not scream or gently say that you're like live right now, because usually like if I'm looking for someone to raid and like somebody is, you know, emo spamming I can tell. I know how long I've been live for. If someone's like emote spamming every 5 or 10 minutes, generally they're live. And it's okay. Like I understand that I have streamers that watch me, and I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying if you're busy, then, you know, maybe just say that you're going to lurk. And then when you're done with your stream, you know, come into the chat, hang out for a little bit. It's not even something that's bad or like mean. It's just like weird or not good etiquette. Does that make sense, guys? Did I put that in a way that is not offensive? You know, I don't want to offend anybody if you do that. It's just something that somebody pointed out to me that's like not really good etiquette. Raids, much like mod and VIP, are earned. A raid is something that... Oh, it's Xander, that's fine. Dude, I am not saying that like... I'm not saying that you can or can't. I'm just saying if you get to a position where you have a computer that allows you to do that, just make sure if you're not able to be on this in the stream, just say you're gonna lurk. Say, hey man, like I'm a lurk. Or another great way is if you're not live and you have to lurk, but you don't want to have a bunch of tabs open because you're working on something else. Honestly, this is gonna sound weird. Just host the stream. Hosting the stream is in a lot of ways more important than lurking. So like if you feel like you can't be around and you want to still support, just host the stream if you're not hosting anybody. Just as effective. Second point, I kind of mentioned this briefly. Do not ask a streamer for a raid ever. I generally rotate through raids via a system I have. I swap between affiliates, non-affiliate. If I'm on a team or an organization, I would sometimes raid people in my stream team or stream group that I'm a part of. I raid mods and VIPs. Sometimes I've never raided someone new, but I guarantee you, if you send me a DM asking me to raid you at the end of my stream, I am not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. Doing a vibe check is very important before a raid. I always, every time I raid out, I pull up the person's stream, I talk in their chat, I kind of see if I kind of see what the general thoughts and vibe is of the channel itself. From there, I will actually, you know, rate out. On the inverse of this, if you are new to streaming and you're not getting rated often, somebody told me this a long time ago. Raids are super random and they come with time. The more people that know who you are, right? And the more communities you're a part of and the more communities you're active in. And this is not like a support for support thing or anything like that. This is just a broad statement of saying, like, the more people, just like your friends, the more friends you have, right? The more often they are to want to spend time with you. This is no different, right? The more people know your name, appreciate your content, appreciate you being a part of their community, know who you are, the more often you already get rated. It comes down to content, right? That's very important. Making sure your content is good, making sure you're genuine, making sure that people know who you are in different circles, making sure that you're an active member in the communities that you're a part of. Those are all things that will eventually lead to increased viewership. If your content is good and you're genuine, the viewers will come, right? We, as streamers in general, we are owed absolutely nothing on this platform. Nothing. We're owed nothing. We have to earn it every month. Our payouts flip back to zero every month. Our average viewership goes back down to zero every month. The only thing that doesn't change is our followers. So we have to earn everything every month, because every month we start at zero again, right? So you have to continually put in the work to be coming up with new ideas, to keep things inventive, to continually be pushing the envelope so that it doesn't get stale. And I'm not saying you have to completely change your stream every month, but maybe like every 1 or 2 months, add a new channel point redemption. Maybe every 3 months, look at playing a new game. Maybe every 4 months, you know, add something small to your stream that can increase engagement. Because those little things that you do on the back end, I really feel are what help propel us as content creators. It helps propel us forward, right? Like, that's what keeps us going, is making those tweaks and then seeing them pay off. But you also have to be cognizant of the fact that, like, not everything is going to work. And if something doesn't work, we just have to have that fail fast mentality and move on, right? If it doesn't work, it's nothing personal. I really think it depends on a few things, right? I know several people who don't have webcams and have been very successful streamers. Personally, and this is a Toxic Killer 50 personal opinion. Personally, I think what a camera does is a camera allows you to create a more personal connection with your viewers. And it allows them to kind of get to experience things more closely with you. I don't think you need one to be successful. I do think it does help creating a meaningful connection with your viewers, though. Does that make sense? I know plenty of streamers that are partner that don't have cameras. I could probably name at least 10 of them that don't have a camera, that are partnered, that do just fine. What do you think would be the first thing to buy when you're building up? Honestly, after you get a good streaming PC, honestly, and I made this mistake. I would do audio first. I would get a computer, and the very next thing I would invest in is I would invest in audio. Good audio is very, 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 very important. Very important. You can deal with semi meh video. You can deal with a lot of things from a streaming perspective. You can deal with a cheap webcam. You can deal with all of that. What's really hard to do is to have people stick around if they can't hear you talk or it's too loud, or it's too low, or it's got too much gain, or the equalizer is too, like, it's just really, 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 really hard. Yes, and that's also very important, to use the right source in OBS for your microphone. That's also a huge one. But like, I honestly, if I was building my setup again and I didn't have anything, I would invest in a PC first, and the very next purchase after that PC would be some kind of microphone and a desk. Have a dedicated area to stream if you don't have one now. I found that when I moved into my basement from streaming upstairs, it made a tremendous difference in stream quality, in chat engagement, in viewer engagement. Just moving off of my couch and moving into a room that had a little bit better lighting, better acoustics, and you know, like, that was a big thing for me. A big thing. You don't even need a fancy headset for monitoring. I just used to have one because I spend a lot of time streaming, but like, a microphone is huge. It's a big deal. So Buddha just brought up a really good point. Even though it's not related to raids, right? Asking to play with a streamer on stream. This is a really good one. So honestly, I would say, don't necessarily ask to play with a streamer. What I would do is be around, be involved in their chat, just like you guys are doing now. Hang out with them, maybe reach out to them on Discord and just say, hey, look, like, I really like your content. I noticed that you play this game that I also play. Would you play with me sometime? Right? Like, I wouldn't do it on stream the first time, maybe, but like, maybe the first time, reach out to them in private. But then as you kind of get a better relationship, Oh, how do you deal with people who just join chat? So what I do, and this is a really good thing you guys can do. If you're gonna do open community games or open lobbies, there's a tag I like to use called playing with viewers. So if you're planning on playing with viewers, then put that tag on. If you're not gonna play with viewers, I would just say avoid that tag. But what I would do, if you're playing a game with a group of people and somebody comes in asking if they can join, if I've never met them before, I literally will politely say, hey, I really appreciate that you enjoy the content a lot. I generally will not play with anybody until I've gotten a chance to get to know them. So my advice would be to kind of continue to come into the stream and interact for maybe a month or something. And then if you're still sticking around after a month, like, we can have a conversation about having you come in and join games. Right? Like, unless I'm playing marbles or like Mario Kart or golf with your friends, right? Like, but I wouldn't stress about it too much. I would just, if you don't feel comfortable playing with somebody who just came into your chat, like, that's your decision, right? Like, we are, as a streamer, your channel is your business. And just like in the real world, we can refuse service to anybody we want. If something makes you uncomfortable, you should never have to justify that to your chat. Like, that's just, if you're uncomfortable playing with new people, just make it a rule, right? Don't ask to play with me. I will ask you. Or, you know, like it's okay to do that. You don't have to feel bad about it. You never have to feel bad about it. You know, I think it depends on the streamer. Some streamers are like really cool with that. Some streamers aren't so cool with that. You just gotta kind of read their rules when you go into their channel for the first time. If they're playing a game that looks like they could play with people, and you just gotta kind of be cognizant of what their general vibe is. Right? And I mean, I don't say no often to people. We can't all just basically just get to know someone like I did. I think it helped that you were tech supporting. No, I know that. And I'm not saying like every case is different. You know, it's really like a case by case basis. Sea of Thieves is a good game, Caden. I love Sea of Thieves. Xander, it can be hard to fit a schedule. The best advice I could give anybody who wants a schedule would honestly be to don't overextend yourself, okay? If like I stream 5 days a week, sometimes 6. It just depends on the week. And if it's a holiday and I can stream during the day on a holiday. If I you know, just because I can stream 5 days a week doesn't mean that your schedule is going to facilitate streaming 5 days a week. And like Chef Boone has been with me since I started. We were in the beginning, I streamed 6 days a week, twice a day. That lasted for a month or two. And then I think I went down to like 3 days a week, Buddha. Would I go down to 4 days a week? I think I went down to 4 days a week. And then what I did was, after going down to 4 days a week, I kind of let people build up to adding another day. Right? And when I got to a point where it felt like people were ready for another day, I would ask the community as a whole, hey guys, like, would you be cool if I added a 5th stream day? And they're like, fuck yeah, like we want another day to hang out with you. But yeah, like that's a, you know, it's a valid point. It is very hard to stick to a schedule. Like, but so here's what I would suggest, right? Make your schedule around your life. If you find that you're always canceling stream on a certain day, go down to like subtract a day and then wait, right? If you feel like you're not streaming enough, add a day and see if it helps. Also, you know, try the best you can to find a good time slot, right? Like, I know it sucks, but like in the beginning, those late night time slots when the big streamers aren't on are a great way to attract new viewers, right? Like that's why I stream so late. I don't want to compete with XQC, and like I stream when those guys aren't on. Like people are more likely to stumble across my channel when there's not 40,000 people watching XQC or Shroud or, you know, any of those gigantic streamers that average like 50,000 viewers, right? Like, so like you kind of gotta understand like what times Twitch is saturated with viewers but not streamers, and just kind of, you know, go from there, right? Anyways, that was a really long tangent. Hosting is very important because it helps all of your favorite streamers get pushed out to the recommended pages more quickly. So this is the last point I have, and then we're going to start Final Fantasy. Hosting your favorite streamer's channel is not only free, but it can also help very much with discoverability. After a certain amount of hosts, I think it's 10, you are more likely to get put up on recommended, which means you'll be on many people's front page. This can be very big for smaller creators who are new to help them get noticed. So remember to always use your host command whenever you're not live, and also make sure you have an auto host list set up. Like super basic, there's really not much to say about hosting. If you guys have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer them. You know, it's just a really good way to say thank you. It doesn't cost you any money. It literally does not cost anything. It takes 10 seconds to put the command in. It takes even shorter to do on mobile. And it really does help. Even though it doesn't count towards your path to partner numbers, it really, really, really helps get the stream noticed. And it's still a vital part of growing and helping with discoverability and all of that good stuff. Anybody have any questions, or should we wrap there? That was very succinct. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed, guys. Very, 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 very impressed. Boop.